Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. So in this video, we're going to discuss Leetcode problem of the day, and today's problem is largest divisible subset, and it is a medium level problem. So the problem says that we have been given a set of distinct positive integers and we have to find the largest subset answer such that every pair A of I, A of j of elements in the subset satisfies these two conditions. So basically if I pick any two elements, either A should be divisible by B or B should be divisible by A. Right. Now if there are multiple solutions, we can return any of them, and remember we have to print the subset itself, not the size of the subset. Right. So how can we actually solve this problem? Let me just write these values 1, 2, 4 and 8. 1, 2, 4 and 8. Right. Even if it was 8, 4, 2, 1, what we can do is we can sort this particular array, input array, to be 1, 2, 4, 8. Now the question is, why first sort the array, right? The question asks us to generate the subset. Generate subset means, since the values are always distinct, generating subset basically means to list down all the elements I want to take. The order doesn't really matter here. So even if I take the elements as 1 to 4 8 or 8 to 4 1, it doesn't matter, I can sort them. Now the purpose of sorting is to make our solution easier, right? So how can we actually make it easier? Let me just give you an idea. So let me just write these three elements. I know that 4 can divide 8, right? Now if you take any number smaller than 4 which can divide 4, it will always be able to divide 8, right? So let me just write this. What I am trying to say, this is a fact that you must understand in order to solve this particular problem. So if I have three numbers A, B, C, then if B divides C, then any number smaller than B which divides B also divides C. This is the key fact that I am trying to tell you. Once you realize this fact, the problem has a direction for us to go. Right. So what is the direction? Let us discuss. We have now three numbers 2, 4, 8. I know that 4 divides 8, that means 2 also divides 8 because 2 divides 4. So what I can do is, if 2 divides 4, I only need to check what is the best answer starting from 4. Right. So let me just tell you again. So I have established the fact that 4 divides 8 and 2 also divides 8. That basically means no matter how many numbers, let's say from 4 there was a best answer, let's say 4, 8, 16 and then let's say 32. This was the best answer of size 4, or let me just take one more example, 64. So this is the best answer of size 5, right? I have a number 2 here. I know that 2 is going to divide 4. That basically means 2 is also going to divide all of these numbers that are present after 4, right? So I don't need to find the answer again for 2. What I can just say is, get me the best answer starting from 4 and I am going to add 1 to it, right? And that is going to be my new best answer starting from 2. Let me just reiterate this part. I know that the best answer starting from 4 is this one, where we have 5 elements and those elements are 4, 8, 16, 32 and 64. What I am saying is, with this initial fact, I know that any number that is divisible by 4 will also be divisible by 2. Right. So our condition will be satisfied that either A mod B should be equal to 0 or B mod A should be equal to 0, because 2 is going to divide all of these numbers that are divisible by 4. Right. That means I can make 2 also a part of this subset by just knowing this single fact that 2 can divide 4. So whatever answer was there starting from 4, I can add 1 to it and create a new answer subset. That means this is going to be now included and the new answer is going to be 5 plus 1. Right. Now the question is, how do we actually solve this problem? So what are we going to do? We are going to first maintain, for now we are just maintaining a single dimension dp, where dp of I is going to represent the best answer starting from position I. Now I am going to sort all the values inside the vector, and I am going to make a reverse for loop. So I am traversing from reverse to front. Now let's say I am at any position I, and what I am going to do, I am going to start my j loop starting from I plus 1, j is equals to I plus 1 and going till less than n. For all of these values, I know that these values are greater than I because I have already sorted my input vector, right? Now if any value v of j is divisible by v of I, that basically means I can add the current element in front of this element j to create a new valid subset. So my answer is going to be maximum of answer comma v of j plus 1, right? And what is this answer? This answer is basically the current v of I, right? So v of I will be equals to maximum of v of I comma v of j plus 1, right? V of j is the best answer starting from any position j which is present after it, right? So this is how I can update my v of I. Now for all the v of I can find the maximum value of this particular value which I have generated. So this is dp of I actually, right? So dp of I is denoting the best answer starting from position I, and this is also dp of I, right? I said it incorrectly. This should be dp of I for obvious reasons, because dp of I is storing the best answer starting from j. V is just the input vector, right? So now I know what is going to be my best answer. So I still just have the length of the best answer, but how do we actually find the answer subset itself? For that, we'll need to store some other value in this dp vector as well. So now instead of just storing the best answer, I am going to create it of size 2, right? So now it is a double dimensional vector where the first element dp of I0 is going to store the maximum length of the subset, and dp of I1 is going to store the index of the next position I want to go at, right? Once I know that starting from this current position, the next position I want to go, it's let's say x, right? So I can go start from this element, then I can go to x, then dp of x1 will also give me some other position where I want to go, and then I can keep on going like this to find out the last position and create the answer subset, right? This was all about this particular problem. Let me show you my final code so that it is easier for you to understand. Now I initialize my n with the num size and I've sorted the nums input array. Now I've created a double dimensional dp vector of size n plus 1 cross 2. Now I'm just traversing in reverse order and I'm updating dp of I0 as 1 and dp of I1 and I1 as 1, I itself, right? So basically it is denoting that starting from my current position, my best answer is of size 1 and it is the next element is I itself. That means basically it is going to end at the current position. Now I am traversing from I plus 1 to less than n inside the j loop. Now if this nums of j is divisible by nums of I and the answer produced by it plus 1 is greater than my current answer. So basically I am trying to start my subarray or subset from j. So whenever I start from j, I know that nums of j is divisible by nums of I. So I can add nums of I in front of it and add 1 to my answer as a total subset size. Now if this value is greater than my current answer, I am going to update my current answer and I am going to set the next position as j. That means for the best answer, j is the next valid position. Now I am going to initialize my best with 0 and start with 0. I am trying to find out what is the best answer inside this whole dp array, right? Because dp of I0 is storing the best answer starting from position I. Now the best answer can start from position 0, position 1, position 2 and so on. So I am trying to find out that best position and I am going to store that position in start, right? Now once I know where I have to start, I can just easily backtrack through the dp array. So I will initialize this vector of answer, and while dp of start 1 is not equal to start itself, you see that this was true when this is going to be the last position, right? dp of I1 I initially marked as 1 and the best answer starting from here as 1, right? So basically this condition is going to get triggered when the start element that I currently have is the last position. So while it is not equal to this one, I am going to push back nums of start and update start as dp of start 1, right? Since this was triggered when start was the last element, I also have to push back that last element. That is why I push it into my answer vector. right? So this is how you can solve this particular problem, and then finally return your answer vector. This is going to be the final solution. So one way more that you can do it is, if you don't want to include this particular condition, what you can do is you can just set best minus minus, because we have already calculated what is the size of the subset, and then we can remove this particular part, right? So let me run this first and check whether this works or not. So you see this is working, and let me just quickly submit this now to show you that this particular solution works and this solution is absolutely correct. So the only difference that I made was, now since I already know what is the size of the subset, I can make a while loop based on it and just keep on pushing my answer values into my answer vector, right? So this was all about this particular problem. I hope that you guys were able to understand the solution. If you guys did, then consider dropping a like on this video, and don't forget to share thoughts in the comments, because your engagement with this video really helps YouTube algorithm to understand that this video is actually helpful for you, and it will be able to reach much more people like you who want to keep solving new problems. So that is it for today. Till the next video drops, keep coding, stay safe, bye bye.